Good morning, I'm Kofi Mensah and this is Chale News. June 20th, and it's a big one. Ghana lands its greatest ever cultural restitution win at the Accra Reparation Summit. The floods are getting worse, a taxi swept away, the N1 blocked. And ahead of Tuesday's World Cup clash, England's got a Saka problem. Let's get into it. The Accra Reparatory Justice Conference just made history, and then some. The Netherlands has pledged to return 2,000 artefacts to Ghana, with a symbolic handover already made to President Mahama. Germany, Denmark and France also made commitments. Beyond the cultural wins, the summit has established 3 institutional bodies, a legal experts panel, a cultural restitution group, and more, giving President Mahama's AU reparations mandate real structural teeth. Juneteenth at Christiansborg Castle, Julius Garvey and Al Sharpton in attendance. This wasn't ceremony, this was movement. Full breakdown on chale.news. Meanwhile, Ghana's Chief Justice is under fresh scrutiny. Paul Baffoe-Bonnie has been photographed at the funeral of a Sami Gyamfi-in-law and at social events with NDC appointees. No single moment is damning, but the pattern is exactly the kind of thing that erodes trust in judicial independence. And that matters far more than any one photo. July 15th, market. That's when the trial begins for former National Food Buffer Stock Company CEO Hanan Aludiba and his wife, facing 20 charges and accused of stealing 78 million Ghanaian cedis from the state. Former Attorney General Godfred Yeboah-Dame is leading the defense. This one's going to be closely watched. On the opposition side, Bawumia's 2028 operation is taking shape. He's brought in Osei Mensah Bonsu, the former Swame MP with 24 years in Parliament, as Chief of Staff for his presidential campaign. The NPP is not waiting around. Here's a number worth celebrating. Ghana's non-traditional exports have crossed $5 billion for the first time ever, a 30% jump in a single year. Cocoa products, cashew, shea, processed goods. That puts Ghana halfway to its 2030 target of $10 billion. Real progress. Accra businesses, urgent heads up. AMA enforcement starts Monday, June 22nd. Unpaid operating permits or property rates. They will lock your shop. No more warnings. Pay property rates via *222*55# and BOP fees via *222*33#. Don't wait. The flooding crisis is deepening. In the western region, over 24 buildings have collapsed in Wassa Amenfi West after the Samre and Tano rivers burst their banks. Dozens displaced. NADMO confirms no lives lost, but relief and damage assessments are still ongoing. And in the central region, the situation is dramatic. A taxi was swept away near Mori Junction, the N1 highway, blocked solid from Yamoransa to a Grey Memorial SHS. An Ankerful prison was hit. Both taxi occupants were pulled out by locals. Full story on chale.news. A Ghanaian sustainability journalist has described covering Galamsey as, and I'm quoting, a death sentence in slow motion, shot at in Tarkwa, abandoned by officials in Osino, sleeping in a hotel owned by a mining kingpin. This is what accountability reporting costs some people in Ghana. Let that sink in. Washington is cutting $400 million a year in HIV funding to South Africa, the country with more HIV-positive people than anywhere on earth. The reason isn't a health failure. It's a political dispute over Afrikaner rights. Ghana receives PEPFAR support too. The precedent this sets should make us very uncomfortable. Ghana wants to be an AI leader. Experts at a World Bank, ACET and ISSER webinar say, fix the basics first. Trusted data, digital identity, interoperability across government agencies. None of it is in place yet. NITA acknowledges siloed databases that would make any AI deployment unreliable. Ambition is good, infrastructure is better. Tuesday, Ghana versus England. And the Black Stars just got good news. Thomas Tuchel says Bukayo Saka is unlikely to start, still managing an Achilles issue. Thomas Partey is also reportedly back in training. This match is on. Vicker has graduated with a First Class LLB from Wisconsin International University College, and his take on what the degree does and doesn't guarantee in the legal profession. Worth reading. Congrats to him. Finally, a video circulating online shows a SWESCO teacher caning 2 students on the streets of Agona Swedru over their dressing. Ghanaians are split. Discipline or public humiliation? It's a question we keep having to ask. Full story on Chale News. That's your June 20th morning, Chale. It's already a lot. Every story we covered today has more depth waiting for you at chale.news. Stay informed.